How's it going, YouTube? It's Chad again from KP. Just wanted to bring you guys a video today. I've been vaping on my Griffin here for quite a while, and I've had quite a few talks with people, especially over at retail. And one of the things that I've heard from a lot of people is that these things leak a lot, or they give dry hits, or whatever. But the thing about them is that they don't. It's an RTA, so it's going to depend on how you build it and how you wick it. That's going to make up the difference in it here. So I just wanted to bring you guys a video today. We're going to install some KP pre-mades inside this thing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to dive into a close-up, let you guys get an up-close view at what's going on underneath it. We're going to put some KP pre-mades in it, re-wick it, and we'll see you guys on the other side. All right, guys, we're going to be showing you what we're working with today. First thing we got, KP build mat right here. Next thing we're going to be working with some nice stagger tin coils wrapped up by Josh Resende. Love you, buddy. Got our scissors right here, handy dandy scissors. Got our snips right here, and the rest of the Coil Master build kit. Just want to take a second to give a shout out to Ray Palin. Thank you for stealing my snips. I didn't ever need to use those ever again. Appreciate you. And now let's get down to it. So, going to be rebuilding the Griffin right here using these KP pre-mades. Just going to show you guys how to install them and what something like that looks like. So, this is what the build deck looks like right now. I got some aliens spun up by our friend Josh Resende as well. Got those wicked and installed. They're just, I would honestly keep vaping on this for probably a few more weeks, but in the interest of bringing you guys something new, we're just going to put some brand new coils in there. Who doesn't like brand new coils? Alright, and we're going to be using our Wotofo T screwdriver here. Just want to take a second to show this one off because this is absolutely in our top 5 favorite tools of all time as far as vaping goes. You got 2 Allens on either side. The funny thing is that damn near everything in vaping that uses an Allen uses either this one or that one, so that's almost every single Allen that you need. And then for good measure they threw on a Phillips head right there, which you also got some leverage to unscrew and screw in there. So first step is going to be taking out the old coils. Alright, and these now go to the trash. Now normally I would wash this deck off here depending on what flavor I'm putting in, but if I'm going with 2 really similar flavors or even the same flavor on top, as long as it's not too crusty, I will just let it ride. Alright, one thing I do like to do is I like to get this guy out. I've actually, I don't believe I've ever wrapped a coil with this one, but the one thing that it's good for, using the 3 mil there, the one thing that it is good for is having something stable to put your coils on, which makes them just a little bit easier to work with. So it's actually the only thing I use this guy for. But if you did want to, you can wrap with it. So, alright, and then one of the other things that our builders do here is they'll leave you 1 lead on top and 1 lead on bottom, especially for a 2-post. That's really, really nice because it's just going to slide in just as it looks. So, whoop. Alright, I should turn it more to the camera too. And then the other thing that I'll do is, because we have options here, I'll tighten these ones in. And what I do is I usually push it all the way into the post like it is right there. And then I'll tighten her down. And make sure you don't go too tight because these screws will strip out on a Griffin if you're too rough on them. Tighten this one down as well. And the reason that I put it as close to the post as possible is because all I'm going to do is go back with my little tool here, cram it back in and pull it out, and that's going to be the easiest way to do it because it's really hard to get a coil and push it back in. Your outside wraps will get janky on it, but if you pull it out, it'll keep everything together and looking really nice, which I'll show you guys in just a minute here. The other thing I do is once I get it pretty tightened in, I bend my leads all the way out of the way because we still got some work to do in there. So get those leads out of the way, and now we're going to move on to the second coil. Now this one thing that you're going to see is this hole right here is going to run right into that coil. Oh no, what do we do? I'm going to go back in with our tool and just drag this sumbitch down. And then as you can see, these are some pretty fat coils to be in an RTA, so I'm not mad about having to wiggle them in there a little bit as long as they get in there. And same thing, if you can see, I'm applying pressure from both sides to keep those coils right next to the post because like I said, it's way, way easier to drag them back out than it is to try and shove them in. Oh, and look at how janky that coil is. We might as well just throw it in the trash. Just kidding, we will fix that. It's one of the tips I used to give new builders all the time is don't really worry too much about what it looks like when you're installing it, because you can always go back and make it right later. We'll take this janky side here, and whoop, look at that, how it just looks real nice, gets nice and tight together. And then we'll do the same thing here on the other side. Drag that one out. And then the only other thing that we're going to watch for here, especially on the Griffin, is making sure that we're not hanging out on the outsides here. Like that one right there, that's not going to clear. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut off these excess leads. And if you have something like, same thing, if you have this that's getting in the way here, just move it out of the way temporarily, trim your lead, and then you can go back in and fix it. Just want to give another shout out to Ray Palin for taking my snips away that worked perfect every time. Love you, buddy. Thank you so much. So now we got our little wire ends there. And we're just going to fight with this coil a little bit more. So, like I said, pulling it out will make it nice on there. I am concerned that these are a little bit wide, but what we can do is we can go back in and squish them. There's a little bit of breathing room there. And what we're going to do is tighten her up, put her back on the mod, fire it a few times, and keep working it. So now we're nice and tight on there. I'm going to screw it onto this brand new mod I just got yesterday in pristine condition. Gotta take a big break. I've seen a lot of people just keep their wattage regular, slap some coils on, and they think that just pressing it real light will do it. The thing is going to deliver as much as it's going to deliver. So one thing that I always got in a habit of is I usually turn it around 30. No matter what, you do have to lay on the button a little bit, but one thing is I'm not going to get a big arcing hot spot across it that's going to mess it up and not be able to use it anymore. It's going to go real slow. So let's go ahead and pulse her. And like I said, it will take a minute. That's actually a handy dandy tip for getting some good color shots too. Start low and slow, because the thing is the wire is going to change color according to what temperature it gets to. So if you start slow and low, you can get to certain colors and move through the range. But if you just start firing it hot, you cannot go back. This is very normal to see it firing funny like that. We ain't ashamed. It'll all look right in the end. And even notice as I'm squeezing here too that sometimes it'll bow that coil out. You don't want to squeeze too hard if it bows out like that. You can go back and fix almost everything, but not that one. If you U out your coil, you're not fixing that. So we're up to about 55 now. And normally when I'm vaping it, I'm going to vape it around 80 or 90. So that's usually all the further I'll take it. Sometimes I'll go a little further in case I'm feeling froggy, but usually I just take it up into the wattage range that is where I'm going to vape it at. So. Hey-o. I don't know about that sleepy guy right there, but we'll fix him up. So now we're gonna, a lot of times when I get up in the 60s range, it's gonna be close. But I will give it that last fire up around where I like to be, make sure it's just going even, because sometimes when you crank up the volts a little higher, you'll get new hot spots, or small ones turn to big ones. Yep. We're going to make sure that this guy fits under the chimney here. So usually I'll just take it, I haven't even cleaned this out or anything, but just run her in upside down and make sure she'll fit. And we're good. Alright guys, here we are back in regular view. Let's take a vape and see how she's doing. Not too bad at all. Got some really great flavor going with it too. Just wanted to let you guys know the next video that we're going to be bringing in this series is going to be RTA wicking, featuring this very same Griffin here. Just want to show you guys how I wick this thing. Never had any troubles with it, never a dry hit, never leaking or anything like that. So make sure to pay attention to that one. We're also going to be running a cross promotion on our Facebook pretty much when this video drops. So just for that one, the password is pumpkin. If there's something that you guys want to see in any of these videos, just drop it down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if it helped you out a little bit. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll be bringing you more of these videos in the future. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.